Hey there, happy Saturday. Okay, Thai Constellation, Fiddly Fig, Maranta, and Pink Princess. What do you think? Let's take a wild guess at what kind of list you think that might be. It's not my wish list. It's actually my never be Bay list. Oh my God. Okay, before you cancel me, I have a legitimate reason why, or not legitimate reason why. In today's video, I want to talk about the 4 reasons why those trendy, popular plants, they may never be Bay for me. I know. So I want to mix things up a bit. As you know, in my intro, I always tell you guys, 1, my name is Yvette Boone, and I'm a lifelong creative hobbyist. So that means that I actually have other hobbies outside of plants. Oh my gosh, 2 shockers in one day. If you didn't cancel me when I said I would never own a pink princess, I'm pretty sure you're ready to cancel me now, right? It's okay. But seriously, I do have hobbies outside of plants, and one of my hobbies is watercolor. So while I'm chatting about why I would never own these fan faves, I will be watercoloring one of these plants. And you know what? I'll break the secret. It's an Albo Monstera. I love these plants. I think they are absolutely beautiful, both the Albo and the Thai Constellation. I think they are actually beautiful plants. But there's some reasons why I would not own one. And so let's get into it. These are in no order, but one reason why some of these plants are on my never be Bay list is because they just don't bring me joy. Like, there are certain things about the plant community and about the plants that we actually have available to us now that are not appealing to me, I should say. And so there are some plants that have growth habits that I'm not a huge fan of. One of them is the silver sword. I know, I love the silver in the silver sword. And I can see that plant being a part of a styling of a planter. Like, right, if I wanted to do a wall and I want to have something to kind of, meander through the space, I could see me using a silver sword. But I don't see that being a pot for me. I tend to gravitate more towards bushier plants. And so that just doesn't tick a button for me. It really doesn't. Even when I see them growing on a moss bowl, they just don't do it for me. I do love the silver in that plant, but the growth habit of those type of plants, especially ones that are crawlers and they produce small leaves, like, they don't do it for me as much. I know. Another thing about that too is the ones that don't bring me joy is that we have some human interactions with plants. I am not against tissue culture plants. Matter of fact, a lot of the plants that I have in my collection might be tissue culture, or at least plants that man has gone in and forced parentals on, and we've gotten a beautiful plant out of it, right? I know a lot of the variegation that we have in plants are based on things that we've done in the lab or in ways that we have forced that sort of parenting on the new plant. So I'm not opposed to that. So a lot of the plants that I like have been altered through science, through man, but some of it has gotten really ugly. And I think that's partly why the Thai Constellation has fallen on my list. And it's not because of the plant itself, it's more or less because of the practices. Like, for instance, when I go into Home Depot and Lowe's and I see the royal blue orchids, I lose it. It just drives me bananas. What is beautiful about plants is that it's natural. So I'm not a huge fan of like chemically induced attributes I'm talking to you, Pink Congo. Not a huge fan. And so I think that's partly why the pink princess, not that I will say that the pink princess is not chemically induced. That's not what I'm saying. That is a natural occurrence for two different parents to kind of merge to have the pink princess. But it produces a growth habit that I'm not particularly fond of. So yeah, I know. It's okay. And hopefully you are enjoying my rendition of how I plan to own a variegated monstera. And if you are, give this video a like. And if you like this kind of content, if you like plants, if you like creative hobbies, if you like the combination of the two, you will probably love this community. So you might consider subscribing to my channel. Because on to number two. Number two is the cost of plants. Now, I've been a plant parent for a very long time, and I can remember when plants, some of the more common plants were cheaper. I remember when the price of plants went up, and I also remember the majority of the plants that used to sell have changed. I don't remember before buying plants that were cuttings or immature plants, and it is nothing now for you to see immature cuttings sold as a plant. The cost of plants has really skyrocketed, in my opinion. Maybe because I was never really into rare plants, because that I wasn't aware of plants costing so much money. But I've seen 3 zeros on price tags of plants, and I don't think I've seen that before. And so a lot of the plants that are really popular and trendy, I shouldn't say a lot, some of the plants that are popular and trendy are really costly. And for me, what that does is it creates a preciousness about the plant. I don't want them to be so precious that I'm stressed. But for me, if I paid $1,000 for a plant or a node, that would bring a level of stress to me that would then sort of negate the tranquility of plants. 2 years ago, a Thai Constellation and a Variegated Monstera, the price tag on that was really hefty. And even not just those plants, some anthuriums. These plants can be pretty costly, some HOYAs. So another thing with cost is that typically when a plant is easy to propagate, when it grows well, when it grows fast, they are quick to get to market, and pretty much the price tag reflects that. So for the plants that I like to bring in my collection that hit those marks for me, their price tag is usually pretty reasonable for me. Whatever reasonable is, that's a personal thing, right? So demand does regulate price, and I understand that. I also have learned that if I wait just a bit, that price tag will come down. And I think the quality of the plant that you receive is better. So for me, yeah, I might have you on my wish list, and you might go down further until the price comes to a point where I'm like, one, if I kill you, I'm going to be upset because the plant is not alive anymore, but I'm not going to be upset because I killed a X $1,000 plant, right? Or X $100 plant. So, yeah, price is a huge factor for me. For me, number 3 is they attract pests. Now, I get that stressed plants attract pests. I don't want stressed plants, which is why I want a plant that is going to do well in my home, even when I'm not a hover plant parent, right? If I'm spending the right amount of time for you and you're still pulling in pests, maranta, I'm talking to you. I know people love this plant. Calatheas, I'm talking to you too. Boston fern. Love these plants. I have had all of these plants. I have killed all of these plants. At least I have never killed them. I'm trying to find wood. I have never killed a maranta. Yes, I have. Yep, I have. You see how you just block stuff out, right? Okay, so there are plants that I believe just don't want to be in your home. Like, they require things that, I'm going to just speak for me, that I don't provide in my home. And I honestly feel like they are free agents. They need to live outside, which is where plants are born. They're for the outside, right? And it's, to me, I think of it, it's just unfair to bring them in, and they're letting the world know that they don't want to be there, right? Like, when your plants are healthy, a lot of pests, they can't consume your plants when they're healthy and everything is going well. The reason the pests come is because the plant is signaling to the environment, hey, I'm checking out. And so part of that ecosystem, part of that environment is that when that plant dies, it now becomes food for these other things that live in this ecosystem, in this environment, right? And so when I bring a plant in my home, it's part of my responsibility to create the right environment for this plant so that it can thrive and do what it needs to do. If it is a pest magnet, I just can't do it. If the plant is a pest magnet, and I know, like, even regardless of how well you take care of them, they are pest magnets, I can't do them. Seriously, Boston fern. Seriously. Like, that plant wants no parts of four walls. None, in my opinion. If I had a home where I had an all seasons porch and I lived someplace where we had 1 or 2 seasons in the year, I would have 10 Boston ferns. But I don't live there. So nope, cannot do it. I know. I love the marantas. I think they are beautiful. No, I mean, who doesn't want to plant their praise, right? But I cannot do it. Yeah, there are other plants to be had. So, And the last reason, and probably the most extensive one, is they are just too fussy for me, right? Too fussy. So for me, a fussy plant is a plant that either doesn't propagate easily or doesn't grow fast enough where it can bounce back from an outbreak or so for me, like the Thai constellation, there's a lot of buzz about the Thai constellation right now, about this newer version of the Thai constellation rotting out, and even when people are taking good care of them. And it's funny because I've seen a lot of videos about people and rot on their Thai constellation, and I never thought that it would have been that for that reason. Like, I came to the conclusion that plant seems fussy to me. And so it's big, and as much as that plant costs for it to rot out like that. Now, I love monsteras. So for me, for that plant to rot out as quickly as it does, I was like, I don't know about that. Like, that's not working for me. So to me, it falls in the line of fussy. I've never owned a variegated monstera. But I do know typically the variegated plants tend to be a little more needy than the green versions. And so I'm all about creating ease for myself. Like, if a variegated plant is not easy, if I have to do too much for it, I'm just probably not going to get it. Oh, and another reason that I consider a plant fussy is if they aren't vocal enough to let me know that something is not quite right. I've been an overwaterer and an underwater. I'm an overachiever, okay? Okay, so in the beginning, I showed love to my plants by just giving them water. Oh, you're so cute, doop. And I'm just doop. And everybody got a little dupe, and everybody was rotting, right? I will admit that I am a plant parent where my interest sort of wanes. I have seasons where I'm just, all I can think about is my plants. And then I have seasons where I'm just like, hey, I walked in this morning, I, scanned the room, saw everybody looking good. I watered a couple of plants, and I don't think about them for the rest of the day. And I like that. I like that setup, right? So if I have a plant that I forgot about, because that's what my brain does, it forgets things. I needed to say, hey, I need to be watered, like my peace lilies. My peace lilies, even though I call them drama queens, I fully appreciate them because they let me know that I need to water them. I'm talking to you, philodendrons. These vining philodendrons, those and Dieffenbachias, they look totally fine until they're not. And then it's like, what happened? What happened? So I like a more vocal plant. That helps me to stay focused. So yeah, part of them being vocal is being vocal early enough so that I can fix things, right? Now the fiddle leaf fig was very vocal. She let me know really early on, we will not be a couple. We not staying together. We broke up the moment that you paid for me and put me in your car. And I am going to die. I didn't believe her. I was thinking, no, I'm going to show you. You'll love it here. It's going to be nice. And she was like, no, ma'am, I am not. I am going to die. Matter of fact, I'm already dead. I'm just going to look alive so that you don't bother me. And that's what she did. And then I would look at the plant and look away and 4 leaves would fall off. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? She fiddle leaf fig. I gave the 4. Fiddle leaf fig, Thai Constellation. I love the Thai. I love the look of it. I've never owned one. I think if the price went down, honestly, I think I would probably own. I think I like the growth habit of the Thai Constellation more than I do the Albo Monstera. But I like the fact that the Albo Monstera is more natural. I don't really have a problem with the tissue culture, except for the fact that I don't really know why this thing is rotten the way it is. I can't say that it isn't because of the mother plant that they are pulling this tissue culture from. I can't really say that. So for now, until they figure it out, I'm going to hold off on getting one, but I think they are beautiful. I really do. I think they are beautiful. Marantas, there are a lot of plants on this earth. Something that gives me Maranta vibes without giving me Maranta problems, right? The Pink Princess, I know I'm on a canceled list, but she don't do it for me. I don't see. The pink is cute. So bonus, I want to give you the list of plants that are probably most likely on my never be bay list. But first, I want to see, are you liking the picture? Like, hopefully you are. I got to a point at the end of the picture, or when I was watercoloring the picture, where I kind of felt like I wasn't finished. So for me, what I have to do is I kind of have to walk away from it and come back to it. And every time I came back to it, I was like, I kind of feel like I'm not finished, but I don't know how to make it better. So let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions. I was thinking of doing some line art around it, but I don't know. It feels a little precious right now, and I feel like if I go in and put line art, because I tend to do too much, and after I'm finished, I'm like, ugh, I don't like this. And so I don't want to mess it up, but I also kind of feel like there's more to be had there. Okay. So some of the plants that are on my Never Be Bay list are crotons. Love them. Cute. All the color. Love them. Nope. And I'm looking at my list. Begonias. I see people growing a little polka dot begonia, and I think it's so cute. But I know them and Tradescantias, I know how fussy they are. I'm drawn to that flower. It kind of reminds me of the African violet flower. You know, they're so nice, but they're fussy. They're just fussy. But when they go wrong, they go really wrong. Now, the one thing I will say about them is that they will grow back really fast. I think for me to have a begonia or a Tradescantia, I would have to approach that plant as though that will always be a chop and prop type deal. Same with the Pilea, which is why I don't like that plant either, because it's like you have to cut it and repot it regularly. Otherwise, it just doesn't have a growth habit that I tend to gravitate towards. Marantas, Stromanthe, nope. Calatheas, I actually have a Calathea right now. Trust me when I tell you, I am watching her like a hawk. I mean, she's cute. She was a gift. She's cute. I love my kids. She's cute, but I know what can happen with her. And right now, I have all the energy in the world for my plants. But I'm telling you, the season is going to come when I'm going to do something else. And my plants, even though they will be taken care of, I won't be every hour, ooh, what's going on in here? Ooh, I won't be doing that. And I feel like she might cut up. So, fiddle leaf fig, probably... I think even if I moved to the tropics, I would not. I'm not gonna say never. And peperomias. Now, not all peperomias, because I have a peperomia right now, but I have that unicorn type peperomia that doesn't quite. I have the obtusifolia, and so they do pretty good, right? But peperomias to me fall into that same category. The way I look at them is like African violets and Tradescantias. They're that thin or fragile leafed water type plants where they like, you have to do them just right, otherwise they become a watery, rotted mess. More space. I actually painted this some time ago. It's probably was, I want to say like March or April sometime. It's been some time. And I just been kind of sitting on it to see how I felt about it. So I couldn't figure out how I wanted to finish it. And I still haven't figured it out. So this is me practicing in public and sharing my practice with you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please just give this video a like. If you guys have stayed this long, then definitely you are a trooper. You are definitely a part of the community, subscribed or not. I really appreciate you guys watching to the end. It lets me know that this community is legit and there are people who resonate with me and what I'm saying. Even if you don't like every video that I put out, the fact that you keep coming back and you watch till the end when you do like, I really appreciate that. I really do. I want to grow this channel. I want to, matter of fact, let me tell you what's coming up in the pipe. So here's what to look for. In the next couple of weeks, I should have between 2 and 3 videos repotting the mother plants with the cuttings very soon. First one will be the reverted mandula. That is a brand new plant. I did not have that in my house prior to. That all came from the mandula. So I have the mandula, the reverted mandula, the regular variegated mandula, and the silvery Ann. Those three I will repot first. The next one, I'm not sure which it'll be just yet. I have some ideas, but either way, I think it's going to be exciting. And there's little things that I want to create for my plants that I think would be super fun. Let me just give you a hint. I am using polymer clay. So hopefully you are interested. Matter of fact, what I would love for you guys to do is to leave me in the comments if you have hobbies outside of plants. And I'm pretty sure you do, because I watch a lot of you guys' channels and I hear you talking about other things, especially people who have gardens. Kind of jealous, but I realize I'm not outside girl. But if you have other hobbies outside of plants, please let me know in the comments. I am sincerely interested in what your hobbies are, and if you would be interested in me talking about my hobbies outside of plants, let me know in the comments. Okay, so I think, as you see, I'm finished, or at least I'm done with the picture. I still am not sure if I'm actually done with this or not, so I'm not going to frame it just yet. I'm gonna give it a little bit more time because I've been looking at it now. So now I'm like, oh, I wish I had done this. Oh, I wish I had done that. And sometimes what you have to do is just literally walk away from it, not see it for a while, and then when you see it again, you're like, why did I not think I was done? This is awesome. Or I need to add this to that. And so I'm waiting for that to hit me. It hasn't hit me yet. Every time I see it, I feel like it's not done, but I don't know what to do to it. So I'm gonna give it a little bit more time. If by chance that I happen to come up with that thing before I post this video, then I will put the end result up here. Okay, but for now, this is still a work in progress. So the 4 reasons why some of these trendy popular plants will not be on the top on my wish list is cost. They don't bring me joy. I don't like the man-made or the lab-created attributes. I don't like the growth habits. I'm not drawn to the growth habits of some of those plants. And I don't really like the politics around some of those plants. Like, I think it sometimes can create this desperate, need to consume, when in reality plants are things that grow outside, right? Like, they're free outside growing. And we have taken this free, beautiful thing that grows outside, and we have turned it into a commodity. Like, it grows outside. Yeah, so I don't like the energy around some of that, and so I don't like it. Yeah, okay. So there's cost, there's that. Some are pest magnets, and the last one is they are fussy. I want ease. I want my plant hobby to be ease, because I want to do other things like watercolor. So hopefully you have enjoyed my little rant not rant, rant not rant. And I got all the way to the end and realized that I forgot to mention a plant that I know and they think they got away with it. I know they're like, she didn't say me, so I must be good. No, you're not. Ivy, I see you. I see you, Ivy. You are a spider mite magnet, no matter how cute you are, no matter that the fact that you grow up walls and just create all that lovely, luscious foliage, you are a spider mite magnet. And I understand that you want to live outside. So I'm gonna let you. No. So if no one has said it to you today, have a great Saturday. Bye. sometimes I just get off on a tangent and I forget what I wanted to say. But there are certain plants that I didn't mention that fall on my never be bay list, or I should say, not on the top of my wish list. One of them is that ivy. Don't think I don't know how much of a spider magnet you are, because I know how much of a spider mite magnet you are. I see you. You're dead to me. No, okay, that's way overkill. Sorry. Okay, but ivy, anthuriums, I want to say even alocasias, right? Definitely anthuriums. I've never had an anthurium, but they just seem fussy. I see the people who have anthuriums and I'm like, girl, get some rest. That thing got you all twisted up in a knot. Ooh, Lord, have mercy. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm looking at my list. Ivy, calatheas, crotons, anthuriums, watermelon peperomia. Come on now. Who has this plant and it's growing well and it's in their house? Don't tell me, because then I would feel like I could do it. Don't show me. Don't tell me. If you grow any of these plants well, don't say nothing. Don't tell me, because I promise you I'll be like, well, I can do it too. I don't want to do it. I want to leave time to do other things like read and paint and draw and knit